For more than a decade, fans of the Real Housewives of Atlanta believed that Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker were one of the few reality TV couples who had managed to survive fame, scrutiny, and the constant pressures of being in the public eye. They presented a united front on camera and online, transforming themselves into a powerhouse duo, building businesses, raising kids, and expanding their empire while keeping a smile on their faces. But what the world didn't see was that behind every perfectly posed photo, every successful project, and every confident interview, a quiet storm had been building. Now, after 11 years of marriage, that storm has finally broken into public view. On November 21st, Kandi Burruss officially announced that she and Todd Tucker were divorcing. And for the first time since the news erupted across the internet, she has broken her silence in a way that reveals the painful emotional truth she has carried for months. Truth she says she couldn't share until now. Kandi began by addressing what fans long suspected but could never confirm, that despite her bright smiles, cheerful videos, and constant hustle, she had been struggling internally. "All the times you've seen me smiling online meant nothing," she admitted. "I've been going through it. Life has been lifing me." For a woman known for her controlled presence and calm under pressure, those words hit differently. They suggested that the very person fans saw as one of the most stable figures in reality, TV, had been holding herself together, while quietly feeling her world shift beneath her feet. She acknowledged that her marriage had been in trouble for a long time, longer than viewers imagined, and that the separation wasn't sudden or explosive. According to multiple insiders close to the couple, Kandi and Todd had already been separated for months before divorce documents were filed. They were reportedly living separate emotional lives, even while still sharing the same household and still appearing at events together. They managed to keep things civil, keep things coordinated for business, and keep things peaceful for their kids. But peace at home did not mean happiness. It meant survival. As Kandi explained, the breaking point wasn't a dramatic fight, a scandal, or a betrayal. It was the painfully quiet realization that the partnership that once felt unstoppable had slowly unraveled beyond repair. "This didn't happen overnight," she said. "It's been building. It's been a journey, and I had to choose myself." These were not the words of a woman bitter or angry. These were the words of a woman exhausted from fighting a battle alone while the world believed she was winning. Todd Tucker, once adored by fans as the production assistant-turned-husband who rose from behind the cameras into the heart of the show, had always been polarizing in the Bravo universe. Some fans believed he was Kandi's grounding force. Others believed he benefited more from the relationship than he contributed. But whatever the world believed, Kandi refused to drag him publicly. Instead, she focused her words on the personal toll the marriage had taken on her. She described her emotional state as unpredictable. "Up and down," she said, "some days manageable, others overwhelming." Grief, confusion, disappointment, and the weight of public expectation crashed together in a way she could only describe as heavy. She didn't try to sugarcoat it. She didn't try to look strong for the sake of her brand. Instead, she opened up about feeling tired, drained, and human. For the first time in a long time, fans saw Kandi Burruss without her armor. But despite the emotional pain, Kandi made one thing clear. She and Todd were still committed to their children. Just one day after filing for divorce, the pair attended their daughter Blaze's 6th birthday party together. There were no cameras rolling, no dramatic blow-ups, no tension captured by tabloids, just two parents trying to navigate a new reality while still showing up for their child. Kandi even explained that they planned to spend Thanksgiving together as a family, proving that while their romantic partnership may have ended, the structure of their family would not collapse because of it. This commitment to their children isn't surprising. Throughout their marriage, Kandi and Todd have always emphasized unity when it came to family. From raising Ace together to navigating their blended family dynamics, they stood strong in their parenting. But even strong parents can struggle as partners. And Kandi's confession confirms what so many couples quietly experience. Sometimes the foundation simply shifts. Sometimes the partnership simply breaks. And sometimes the love that remains is not enough to hold a marriage together. Behind the scenes, sources close to the couple claim that the pressures of work played a major role in their growing distance. Kandi's empire, restaurants, television shows, acting, producing, music, and business ventures, grew faster than almost anyone expected. With growth came time apart, stress, and conflicting priorities. Todd, a producer and businessman himself, had his own projects and ambitions. But success that brings two people together can also pull them apart when their paths begin moving in different directions. And that, according to several insiders, is exactly what happened. The more their careers grew, the less time they spent nurturing the relationship that had once felt unbreakable. Arguments grew more frequent, communication grew strained. At first, they tried to fix it. Couples therapy, conversations, attempts to reconnect. But as Kandi explained, sometimes effort isn't enough. Sometimes pieces of a relationship drift too far apart to find their way back. Kandi's rise in the entertainment industry has always included a level of transparency. From the Housewives franchise to her music career to her Broadway endeavors, she built her brand around honesty. Fans trusted her. They believed her. They saw her as the one cast member who didn't hide her truth behind fabricated storylines or on-camera personas. So when she revealed that she had been silently suffering for months, the world took it seriously. It wasn't a publicity stunt. It wasn't a storyline. It was a woman telling the world that she had reached a breaking point. In her official statement to people, Kandi was thoughtful and graceful. "After deep thought and a lot of prayer, I've made the decision to move forward with a divorce," she said. "This is a difficult and emotional time, but my focus remains on protecting my peace, being the best mother I can be, and co-parenting with love and respect." She didn't point fingers. She didn't assign blame. She didn't drag her husband or protect her image. She simply acknowledged that she deserved peace, something she hadn't felt for a long time. Fans reacted with a mix of sadness and support. Many admired the fact that she continued to show up for work, continued to smile for her fans, and continued to build her empire despite what she was facing privately. Others expressed heartbreak that yet another love story in the reality TV universe had ended. But through all the reactions, the overwhelming message was the same. Kandi deserved whatever path brought her healing. What many people don't realize is that Kandi had fought hard for this marriage. She wasn't someone who gave up easily. She believed deeply in loyalty and commitment. She defended Todd publicly countless times, even when fans criticized him. She celebrated him at BravoCon last year with a speech that recognized everything they had survived: rumors, blogs, arguments, reunions, and public scrutiny. Her love for him was real. But love alone can't fix what breaks in silence. Off camera, Kandi began pouring more into her work as a way to cope. Her Broadway projects, her television production, her restaurants, her acting roles. Work became her refuge, something she could control when everything else felt uncontrollable. She admitted that keeping busy kept her from falling apart. But eventually, she had to face the truth. She couldn't outrun what was happening in her marriage. As she embarks on what she calls a new chapter, Kandi is choosing to focus on growth, healing, stability. She said she's pouring into her family and her career, rediscovering herself and learning what it means to prioritize peace. She thanked everyone who supported the couple over the years and asked for privacy, not for her sake, but for her children's. And in a final emotional statement, she said she hoped people would understand that even strong women sometimes need time to rebuild. This story isn't about a marriage failing. It's about a woman choosing herself after years of giving everything she had to her family, her career, and her relationship. It's about realizing that peace is priceless, even when the world expects perfection. It's about courage, the courage to walk away from something familiar in order to protect your emotional well-being. It's about resilience. It's about self-respect. It's about healing. As the world watches Kandi Burruss move forward with honesty and grace, her story becomes a reminder that even those who appear the strongest can carry hidden battles. And sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is let go.